Hey guys, good morning. I'm sorry I didn't tape and upload a chapter of the Magic Tree House Dinosaurs Before Dark yesterday. I was a little under the weather last night, so I'm going to do it this morning so that it's there and we get it out there and you all get to hear chapter 6. Dinosaur Valley. Annie, look at this, Jack called. Look what I found. Annie had gone up to the hilltop. She was picking a flower from the magnolia tree. Annie, look, a medallion, shouted Jack. But Annie wasn't paying attention to Jack. She was staring at something on the other side of the hill. Oh, wow, she said, clutching her magnolia flower. She took off down the hill. Annie, come back, Jack called. But Annie had disappeared. Oh, brother, Jack muttered. He stuffed the gold medallion into his jean pocket. Then Jack heard Annie shriek. Annie, he called. Jack heard another sound as well, a deep, bellowing sound, like a tuba. Jack, come here, quick, Annie called. Jack raced up the hill, and when he got to the top, he gasped. Gasped is like, The valley below was filled with nests, big nests made out of mud, and the nests were filled with tiny dinosaurs. Annie was crouching next to one of the nests. Towering over her was a gigantic duck-billed dinosaur. Don't panic, don't move, said Jack. He stepped slowly down the hill toward Annie. The huge dinosaur was waving her arms and making her tuba sound. Think about it. Why do you think that dinosaur is waving her arms and making a tuba sound? That's right. That is probably the mother, and she's probably trying to get Annie away by making sound and waving her away. Kind of like you would do if there was a bee, like, shoo, shoo, shoo. Jack stopped. He didn't want to get too close. He knelt on the ground. Okay, move toward me. Slowly, he said. Annie started to stand up. Don't stand. Just crawl, said Jack. Clutching her flower, Annie crawled toward Jack. Still bellowing, the duck-billed dinosaur followed her, and Annie froze. Keep going, Jack said, and Annie started crawling again. Jack inched further down the hill until he was just at arm's length from Annie. He reached out and grabbed her hand, and he pulled Annie toward him. Stay down, Jack said. He crouched next to her. Bow your head and pretend to chew. Chew, said Annie. Yes, he said. I read that's what you do if a mean dog comes to you. She's no dog, Jack, said Annie. Just chew. So Jack and Annie both bowed their heads and pretended to chew. And soon the dinosaur grew quiet, and Jack looked up. I don't think she's mad anymore, he said. You saved me, said Annie. Thank you. You have to use your brain, Annie, said Jack. You can't just go running to a nest of babies. There's always a mother nearby. Annie stood up. Annie, don't, said Jack. Too late. Annie held out her magnolia flower to the dinosaur. I'm sorry I made you worry about your baby, she said. The dinosaur moved a little bit closer to Annie. She grabbed the flower from her hand. She reached for another. No more, said Annie. The dinosaur let out a sad tuba sound. But there are more flowers up there, Annie said, and she pointed to the top of the hill. I'll get you some. Annie hurried up the hill. The dinosaur waddled after her. Jack quickly looked at the dinosaur babies. Some were crawling out of their nests. Where are the other mothers? Jack wondered. Jack took out the dinosaur book, and he flipped through the pages, and he found a picture of some duck-billed dinosaurs, and he read the caption. The Anatosaurus lives in colonies. While a few mothers babysit the nests, others go out and look for food. So there were probably more mothers close by, but they were looking for food. Hey, Jack, Annie called. Jack looked up, and Annie was at the top of the hill, feeding magnolia flowers to the giant Anatosaurus. Guess what? Annie said. She's nice, too. Suddenly, the Anatosaurus made her terrible tuba sound, and Annie crouched down and started to chew. The dinosaur charged down the hill. She seemed afraid of something. Jack put the book on top of his pack. He hurried to Annie. I wonder why she ran away, said Annie. We were starting to become friends. Jack looked around, and what he saw in the distance almost made him faint. An enormous monster was coming across the plain. So pull back a little bit so you can see the whole thing. The monster was walking on 2 strong legs. It was swinging a long, thick tail and dangling 2 tiny arms. It had a huge head and its jaws were wide open, and even from very far away, Jack could see its long, gleaming teeth. What do you think it is? That's right. Tyrannosaurus Rex, Jack whispered. Okay, we'll read chapter 7 tomorrow, and I'll post it tomorrow night. Enjoy. Bye.